and then you wake up and everything is different. Nothing works out the way you expected. That's today. Well, I thought the camera was going. It wasn't. Yesterday was 102, so that was extreme. As you can see, they don't just root at the bottom, they root up. Oh! Dogs! You ever have one of those days where you have it all planned out, got your list ready, and then you wake up and everything is different. Nothing works out the way you expected. That's today. That's today. Not saying I'm not accomplishing stuff, I am. But it's not what I wanted and how I wanted and when I wanted. But that's okay. Right now I am making some dog food. And this is something I thought I would have done earlier today around lunchtime. But it's okay. I had quite a few things to do. I needed to decant my cold pressed coffee. Oops. I needed to freeze some eggs. I needed to work on the garden. I needed to put, well, I did accomplish that. I did get to the onions and I amended the soil. I didn't do that when I first planted the bulbs, which I always do. But today I got some, it's a combination bone meal, blood meal, and I put that in the bed, so that's a good thing. I need a few more things to put in this dog food. I needed to get some rice. One cup. And some eggs. Look how pretty this one is. I love it when I get speckled eggs like this. 3 eggs. I also added some coconut oil. And am I forgetting something? Yes. Pumpkin puree. Third of a can. And last but not least, turkey. It's should be 3, let's see, 3 pounds. Okay. Cancel. I don't normally start this boiling, but the last, I don't know, 4 times that I've made this dog food, my Instant Pot says food burn, food burn, food burn. It doesn't matter that I have water in it. It doesn't matter that I'm stirring it. It doesn't matter that it's at a boil, a rolling boil. It still will not seal and it says food burn, so I have to stop it and start and stop and start. So I thought I would start with everything boiling this time, and it shouldn't give me a problem. So pressure, cook, 25 minutes, start. Hopefully that'll go as it's supposed to and I won't have any issues. Oh, my head is chopped off, you guys. My head was chopped off. So I just got some lentils ready to sprout for my girls. And the next thing I'm going to do is decant this cold brew. Well, I thought the camera was going. It wasn't. So I just decanted my cold brew, and I was saying that it's really simple to make and inexpensive. I put 1 cup of coarsely ground coffee in this half a gallon jar, and I put 4 cups of filtered water and leave it 18 hours or so. And then I decant it into this quart jar. Let's take this whole thing with us. Cold brew for a fraction of the cost of buying it already made in the store. And the coffee, what I'm going to do with that, the coffee grounds, is put it in my garden. Just choose a bed to put it in. It's great for adding nitrogen to your soil. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is freeze some eggs. So it's easy to freeze eggs. You just have to remember that you have to scramble them. You can't just break an egg into a container. In this case, I'm using muffin tin. You can't just break the egg into that and freeze it. That will not work. As long as you scramble it, after you defrost it, it'll just be like a scrambled egg. So let's get to doing some eggs. I don't know how many of these broke. I just kept trying to stack them in this container, and they kept rolling out, and I just kept putting them back in. So I think, if I remember correctly, oh, I'm sorry, honey bunny. That was my cat. If I remember correctly, 2 eggs per muffin tin. This is not ideal, but I think it'll work. So I'm going to go ahead and fill as many as I can with these eggs. Of course, it depends on the size of the egg too, right? And then I'm going to pop these in the freezer, and I probably get some out that are already in the freezer just to show you guys what it looks like. These are going in the freezer. Dog food is done. It just needs to, I'm going to leave it to pressure release for 15 minutes. Okay, and this is a bag of a few frozen eggs. All I do is put them in a bowl, however many I want, and then when they're thawed, they're perfectly fine. They taste and work just like if you just crack them. I have, I don't know, 4 or 5 times this many in my freezer right now, but I have a lot of eggs right now, so I'm gonna freeze some more. I am debating whether or not to water glass some. I have to get, I may have a container that I could use, but I don't have any spare containers that I can use to water glass eggs, so we'll see. Another project that we're going to work on right now for a little while is leveling this ground here so that I can put this 2x8 next to this 4x8. So I am shucking some corn here. At my local grocers, they had this corn 3 for $1, and you were allowed to get $12 worth at that price. And then after you get 12, then it went up to 2 for $1. I didn't get that many, but the reason I got it was because my girlfriend sent me a really interesting video showing a really nice way to create entertainment for your chickens and give them a treat at the same time. So I'm always looking for ways to keep my chickens busy, and this was really cute, so we're gonna do that together right now. And just in case you're new here, my name is Elena, and I am mini steading here in the desert of New Mexico. We have been at this location since November, and we are making strides slowly but surely. And today is just a great day because it is, I think the high is 88 degrees, so it's pretty mild compared to how it's been. Yesterday was 102. So that was extreme. All right, let's get to creating this little project for my chickens. So all I am doing is putting corn, one cob of corn on the tines, or I guess you could call them tines, of, I can't do it with one hand, of this upside down tomato cage. So I'm gonna put this last one on right here, and and then you just bend them down so that they're closer to the ground so the chickens can jump up to get it. And then when I bring it inside, I will put some bricks on the bottom just to keep it from toppling over. All right, let's continue. Here's another one. Okay, let's see if they will take the bait. It's funny, one of them has figured it out, and if she drops a kernel, then the others try getting it off the ground. But oh, there goes Pepper. All right, they're getting the idea. Let's sneak up on the girls. Next thing I'm going to do here is give this a good soak. And then we'll put the soil in. I left the mister outside and came in to finish up the dog food. I put a little bit of turmeric in there. It's good for joints. And oops, I put some calcium, which I made from my chicken's eggs. That sound is the wind. I just opened the windows. The wind just started picking up. So this looks kind of gross right now. It starts out that way, but after everything is mixed in, it looks really delicious. And it smells really good. So let me do that, and then I'll come back and show you guys the finished product. Okay, here is the finished product. It looks so much better now, doesn't it? Okay, this is Tuck's bowl, and I'll take you along with us as I feed him so you can see how obedient he is when it comes to waiting before he eats. Of course, he gets very excited. Right, buddy? You get excited. What do you do? Good boy, you sit. Very good. And you wait, right? He will just keep staring at me until I tell him he can eat. Did you hear that howling wind? Okay, eat. Isn't he a good boy? My garlic chive survived and is doing pretty well, so I am going to dig them up and take them with us. Doesn't this backdrop look familiar? So we are at the old homestead, and we are pulling up our old raised beds and taking them to the new place, and we are going to stack them so we will have similar height as the ones that we made out of the pallet wood. The reason being, we don't have time, finances, there's so much that we are working against right now, but we still want to get our garden in and put our plants in. So not for nothing, my word of the year is pivot. I don't know if you guys choose a word of the year. I like to choose one or two every year, and one of them is pivot. And I am practicing that so much this year. I've had to pivot in different facets of my life and for different reasons. So right now, to get our garden set up, we are not going to be able to make the raised beds from the pallet wood. Well, we made two, we just can't finish all of them. And so I am not going to throw the towel in and say, well, no garden this year. Nope, I'm finding other things to fill with dirt. And one of those things are these old raised beds. So we've taken two from there. They were together 4x4s, forming an 8-foot bed, and same over here, and same over here. And these two we are going to separate and take as well. Everything this side is 2x2s, which is what I asked the mister to do last year. Instead of 4 feet wide, do 2 feet wide. So last year we added 6 beds, And I am not sure what we're going to do with these. Maybe we will stack them as well and use them. I am not sure. We took down our trellises, so here are our 16-foot cattle panels. And I just want you guys to look at these bales. Remember me talking about the bales? Something was wrong with them because it wouldn't break down no matter how much nitrogen I put on it. And everything that I put in it, whether it was starts or seeds, just died. And two more are over there. They look brand new. Look at that. There is nothing about this that says this is a year-old bale that has tons of nitrogen in it. So yes, I will not get any bales from that same location again. Okay, the mister is back. We had to get this, for some reason, these two were connected with a different type of screw, so he needed another drill bit. I decided to cover these because just fear. Fear of that bird. And I have it open so that if and when it rains, the rain will go in. The sun is setting, but we still have work to do. These Vincas were marked down at Home Depot from $5.98 to 75 cents. I got 3 of them, and at the time I didn't realize that there were 4 plants in each pot. So that's really a good deal. Okay, covered with the cloches, mulched with straw. This one is not mulched, and I probably won't do it today. Well, the mister is still working over there, so yeah, I'll go ahead and put some mulch on this one. The guys are bringing in the cattle panels now. It's the next day, by the way. Here are my beds. They're all in the garden area. They are in general where they're going to stay. There just needs to be a few adjustments, and as you can see, they're one stacked on top of the other. That's how they're gonna stay. It's getting closer. That's as much as I'm gonna show you guys, I think, until it's all done. Consider it a sneak peek. Okay, I wanted to quickly show you what we are doing for raised beds at the moment. We got our beds from the old place. I showed you guys that, and this is how these 2x6 or 2x8 beds were put together. So to connect one to the other, when he stacked them, he used a 1x2, I think he said it was, or 1x1, I'm not sure, and he put it in the corner and screwed it in. So that connected the corners, and then as you can see, one is stacked on top of the other, and he just put some boards in here like that to give it stability. And the next thing that we are doing now is filling it with wood chips. He went to get some more wood chips, so we're doing wood chips, dried leaves, manure, and then soil. That's how we are filling our beds, and it's mostly wood chips.
Yes, see?
Tuxedo is helping break up the leaves for this raised bed. Thank you, Tux. Here are the eggs we froze the other day. They ended up staying in the freezer a couple of days, but they're fine. I just bagged them up, and now I'm going to store them back there in the freezer. Just some evidence of the missing cucumber that was in this cage. It was pinned down, but somehow it was taken right out. The whole thing. Hey you guys, so this video is continuing. This is day 4 of me videoing some things for you. I almost didn't video this, and then because I'm in such a rush, but I wanted to slow down for a bit and show you what I'm doing. I am getting my sweet potato vines out. It's gonna rain tomorrow. I mean, it's gonna rain tomorrow. I am so excited that we're getting a rain. So these are 3, I want to say 10-gallon bags, and I put some old dirt in the bottom, some manure on top of that, and then some mushroom compost on top of that. I'm just trying to get as much nutrition as I can in here, and now I'm getting ready to add the soil. Don't have my tripod, so I'll just come back after I get the soil in there. Okay, soil is in, and I added some Epsom salts for magnesium and a blood meal and bone meal mixture, which will give it nitrogen and phosphorus. There's not much potassium in here, so I have to find a source of that to add that, because you really want a well-rounded fertilizer in there. So yeah, so I'm going to mix these in and then start laying the slips in. They are already shriveling up something horrible from the sun, but it's going to rain tomorrow. I didn't say, but I'm pretty sure you know you mix this in. Okay, I already did 1 bag, and I'm gonna go get some more. I was gonna put 5 slips in each, but I think I'm gonna stick to 4 each. So let me go get some more slips, and I'll show you how I do this. These are what I have left. I have some more, but I promised them to a friend. And you know, for some reason the smaller ones seem to be stronger or sturdier. I think the longer, like these one are the older ones. Tucks, they just seem a little flimsier. But we'll see what happens. Alright, I'm going to lay these in and show you how, in case you've never done these before. See, they root, but as you can see, they don't just root at the bottom, they root up. Oh! Tucks! As I was saying, if you take a look at this, you see that it has roots going all the way up. And if you look closely, see those? Looks like little teeth. Roots will come from there. Actually, that's where your potatoes will grow from. So, for that reason, you lay your potatoes or your slips like this. These are smaller, so I may put more than 4. It depends on, yeah, I think I have enough to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll put these in this one. Okay, this is done, and I am moving on to my loofah and squash and cucumbers. I got the loofahs in here, and I am going to be putting my zucchino rampicante right here, And down here on this end we're putting the Armenian yard long. Let's get to it.